This video has been sponsored by italki. Listen to me for a minute and tell me if you think I'm fluent in English. I'm not reading a script, and to prove that, I'm going to close my eyes, which is probably going to feel really weird, but yeah. I'm a non-native speaker of English. I was born in Belarus and lived there until 2.5 years ago. I have only been to an English-speaking country once, about 3 years ago, and just for 3 weeks. And I'm living in Germany now, so it's not like I can just go out and talk to people in English. So would you say I'm fluent in English? My guess would be you would. In this video, I'm going to tell you what pronunciation, vocabulary and grammar features you need to know to sound fluent in English, give actionable tips on how to learn them, and give away a free PDF to help you on this journey. Knowing grammar structures and using them automatically. I'm sure it's no news to you that as an adult who's learning a foreign language, you need to learn grammar. And there is a very small number of adults who can learn it, who can acquire it naturally using the comprehensible input approach. That basically means reading as much as you can and watching as much as you can, so receiving as much input as you can, which is just a little bit more complicated than your current level. A little bit is like 5%. However, and this has been proved by psycholinguistic research, most adults will learn grammar differently. They will need to rely on their analytical skills or their memory to learn grammar. So they will need to use one of the following two approaches. Approach 1. Learning the rules and drilling them. This is exactly what I did at university and how I learned all of my grammar, but you don't have to go to uni for it. Instead, you can use textbooks like Essential Grammar in Use, English Grammar in Use, and Advanced Grammar in Use, websites with rules and exercises. My favorite by far is perfectenglishgrammar.com, and of course, you can take a regular general English course. If you can't afford or commit to a course at the moment, try learning on your own using a textbook like Speak Out, New English File, or Wide Angle. By the way, you can also join my general English courses. And I've also got a video where I explain how to learn on your own. I would say that the first two are good, but optional. And the last one is absolutely essential. I mean, taking a course or learning on your own with a textbook. Doing a course is better because you're not just learning the rule itself, you're also learning to use it in context, to use it appropriately. Approach 2, the lexical approach to grammar. That's when you memorize the whole phrase in context without necessarily knowing what grammar is involved. For example, you memorize that when you want to give advice to a friend, you say, maybe you should try, or maybe you should go, maybe you should do. When you want to refuse an invitation, you say, I'd love to, but I'm busy that day. Or when you want to rearrange a meeting with a colleague, you say, sorry, something's come up. Are you free now later? And you don't even need to think about the fact that should is a modal verb and we usually use a bare infinitive, so an infinitive without to after it. Or for example, that I'd love is actually I would love, what this would means grammatically. Or the fact that some things come up, so as and come, that's actually has come, which is present perfect and you're using it because blah, blah, blah. In the lexical approach, you learn these phrases by heart rather than the rules. I left a few more examples of such phrases that you can learn by heart in the free PDF that you will find in the description to this video. You need to try each of these two approaches to see which of them works for you better. The first one relies on your analytical skills, the second one on memory. Oh my god, she got the power. Oh my god, she got the power. Freedom, I get nothing amazing. Nothing amazing. Must be something in the water. Oh, I remember this daughter. Active vocabulary of around 5,000 words. If you look at the words that I've used in this video so far, you'll see that there are none that would normally be marked as C2 words in a dictionary. And yet I do sound fluent and natural. because advanced words and fluency are not the same thing. In order to be fluent, you need to use a small number of words naturally and confidently. I must say that I used to feel ashamed of not being eloquent enough and not using sophisticated high-level words and sounding what some would call basic, until I realized that many people actually enjoy talking to me, and that's probably because I'm fluent. First, I created a free PDF for you where you can find out what words you need to know to sound fluent in English. So this is the first thing that you should do after you watch this video. Go to the description and download this PDF. Now, how do you learn these words? The first step is to get those words into your passive vocabulary. But you actually probably already have them in your passive vocabulary, because since you're watching this video, you understand what I'm saying. You probably already know them, but still, how would you do that? Firstly, use the comprehensible input approach. As I've said, read and listen a lot, as much as you can. Always choose texts that are a little bit higher level than your current level is. In this way, you'll keep hearing the same most frequent words again and again and memorize them passively. You also need to choose the right texts. If you want to become fluent, please don't read fiction or watch fiction films or read news articles. Instead, watch sitcoms, watch blogs, listen to podcasts, and read autobiographies. You need real, better unscripted, everyday English. I talked more specifically about how to choose the right kind of text or video for your level in another video of mine. The link and the video will pop up at the top and I'll link it in the description. Now, the second step. So you have those words in your passive vocabulary. You need to move them into your active vocabulary. So you need to learn to use them automatically. Firstly, you need to make yourself think in English and speak in English rather than translate from your native language. And here's a very important tip. I really recommended doing it with someone you don't know very well, or someone who doesn't know you very well, because if you talk to a partner or a close friend in English, they are going to know what you're going to say when you're just starting the sentence, and you are going to be a lot more relaxed, about how fast you speak, for example, or about the choice of words. And we don't want that. We want a reasonable amount of stress. On the other hand, you should of course feel safe with the person you're talking to. So how do you find that person? One thing you can try is conversationexchange.com. I know it might take a while until you find the right person, but I have personally tried it, and out of the probably 10 people that I talked to, 3, I really clicked with 2, and 1 even became a friend of mine. Then if you live in a big city, go and meet someone, for example, through meetup.com. That's a great website. You just search for groups of people who are interested in the same things as you. For example, a running club, a book club, or maybe just immigrants meeting over coffee. Just talk to people. Again, I use this method myself. And I will keep recommending italki. Not because they're paying me, although this time they are, but because I do think you'll find it useful. Give me 2 minutes. What I personally love about italki is that you can watch the teacher's self-introduction videos and choose the one you like and will feel safe talking to. You can connect with more than 30,000 teachers worldwide. There are lots of filtering options to find your ideal teacher. Beginners can also find teachers who speak their native language as well. On italki, you get personalized one-on-one lessons for effective learning. That means personalized content for your unique needs, interests, and goals, be it exam preparation or business English or just talking. You get undivided attention and instant feedback from your teacher. I use italki for English, Spanish, and German, and my goal in each of those languages is just fluency, so I take conversation lessons. A great way to use italki is for conversation practice with native speakers. Hi. Hello. I'm really like, it's mine. Give it to me, my precious.
It's kind of dangled in front of you.
Sorry?
It's being dangled in front of you.
Dangled, yes, definitely.
Okay.
It's been
Like a
dangled.
carrot on a stick.
You improve your speaking and listening skills, your confidence increases through live interaction, and you learn authentic expressions, the way people actually speak the language, not from outdated textbooks. italki is flexible and convenient in terms of learning and payment options. You pay per lesson, so there are no subscriptions. Each user has 3 trial lessons which are refundable if you're not satisfied, and you can book lessons around your busy schedule and learn anywhere. So click through the link in the description to start your language learning journey. Buy $10, get $5 for free for your first lesson using my exclusive promo code that will appear on the screen right now. This bonus is only available for the first 50 users. Connected speech. If I say, did you like it? And did you like it? Which of these sounds more fluent? The first one, right? That's because I used a feature of the English pronunciation which is just essential for fluency, connected speech. Connected speech is basically connecting words together. And here are some basic things you need to know about connected speech in English. We only connect words within groups of words that are also connected lexically, grammatically, and by meaning. For example, in this sentence, we will definitely connect I'm not sure I can come, I'll text you after work, tell you for sure, and if that's okay. If a consonant is followed by a vowel, you need to connect them as if it's one word. For example, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. If a consonant is followed by a consonant, one of them, usually the first, will often change its quality or disappear. For example, not sure, not sure. Text you, text you. If a vowel is followed by a vowel, we usually link them together through r, y, or w. For example, sure I, you after, you after. Knowing which words are stressed in a sentence is also part of connected speech. This topic is called sentence stress. We usually stress meaningful words like nouns, adjectives, adverbs, some pronouns, and verbs, of course. Whereas grammar words like articles, many pronouns, prepositions, and auxiliary verbs are not usually stressed. The unstressed words are pronounced together with the stressed words that they belong to. In this sentence, we'll most probably stress not, sure, come, text, work, tell, sure, that's, and okay. The other words are not going to be stressed. I'm not sure I can come, but I'll text you after work and tell you for sure, if that's okay. I know for sure that you can find videos about connected speech on channels like Pronunciation with Emma, Accent Way English with Hadar, Learn English with Papa Teach Me, and I'm sure many others. I've got a few videos too, but just like 2 or 3, and I should definitely make more. But that's exactly how I actually learned connected speech. I promise you, by watching videos on YouTube. For sentence stress, I'm not sure there are a lot of good videos on YouTube. I just read and did exercises in English pronunciation and use. I can definitely recommend that textbook, and I've actually got a short pronunciation course on sentence stress coming, so if you'd like to join, I'll leave the details in the description. I'll be happy to see you there. The second thing I did was shadowing, and it's a great technique if you already know the basics of sentence stress and connected speech. So I would recommend first learning the rules, like learning the basics of these topics using the textbook that I recommended, my course, those YouTube channels. And then I've got a great video, actually 2 videos on shadowing on my channel where I explain in detail how to use this technique. I used it myself a lot. Can definitely recommend it. If you found this video and the PDF useful, please give this video a like, leave a comment, share it with someone. My name is Inna, you've been watching Inna in English. Thank you for that, and see you in the next one. What? No! No! Alright. I need to remind myself. I wish this were true. never stressed. That's not a